What's up, world? You are now tuned into the Flexcast. I'm Junior Flexwell, and I have two beautifully brilliant people here with me. I got Bree the Briologist. How you feeling?
Hey.
And I got Nubia in mine. What's going on?
Nothing's going on. Just getting it popping.
Hey, that's what it is, man. We here checking in with y'all like we do every other week. I just want to remind y'all that you can join the conversation using hashtag the Flexcast on all social media. As well, if you need to contact us for any business, the flexcast@gmail.com is a good way to get a hold of us. We love getting those emails too. Before we get into the show, we got a good show, a lot of stuff to unpack with y'all. How's y'all's week been, man? What y'all up to? How y'all feeling? What's going on?
I think I'm still coming down from the weekend.
Yeah?
I feel like I've been hungover for like 2 days.
Yeah, we was talking about that, man. You gotta hit the BC powder one time.
Right? Or store menudo in the freezer like I usually do. I'm telling y'all, that stuff works.
That'll get you right, man.
I'm sorry, I don't like it. Like
What?
Menudo's
I like
perfect.
everything else, but that's nasty. I don't like it.
It's nasty. Hey, look, menudo's been saving my life since college.
Man. How about you, Nubia? How you doing?
I've been good. Working, and I had some studio sessions this weekend. Putting in some major work to release new music for the summer, but that's about it.
Man, music is actually starting to come out. I've been waiting for this like all year. Like, it felt like a lot of these releases that came out this week, we'll talk about them a little bit later in the show, but like...
But you know why, though.
Yeah, but I mean, still though, like I'll say the first quarter of the year musically, it was like super quiet.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I was waiting on a couple of these albums that came out, but I'm glad y'all are doing good, man. As always, we like to highlight local food, local restaurants, local food services. If you got a business that serves food or sweets or anything like that, please, by all means, send it to us. We like to showcase that stuff here. I've actually had people who own these businesses that we're showcasing on the show, and they tell us like, yeah, like people mention the show when they order this or when they ask about certain flavors of things or things like that. So it's good to see that like people are figuring it out, and
That's good.
you know, the show's putting legs on some of these businesses because it is good food. Today we are trying out Citizens Eatery. So this is a local all-vegan restaurant. Their big claim to fame. Yeah, Nubia's excited about that. I did it just for you, Nubia.
Thank you.
Their big claim is their vegan burgers, but they also have a ton of other items on their menu that are pretty good to check out. They are located on Burnett Road. They're right next to the Rolex store, so you get you a Rollie and then go get some vegan. I know Austin's weird. Like we was talking about gentrification. That's what's happening. Like you got a Rolex store right next to like a vegan eatery. Like
that's
it's kind of weird. Like, but that's what's happening in Austin. So get with it. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely did not get a Rolex. I came by and got us.
You either get one or the other.
I got yeah.
Make some choices.
I got us. So let me let you guys know what we're trying today. Shout out to homie Joy over there. Her name is Joy. So
Shout out to you,
Joy.
Hey, Joy.
We are trying their chicken nachos. These are tortilla chips covered with vegan chicken, bell peppers, onion, and vegan queso. So that's one of the things we're trying. And then they have 3 types of fries there. I'm going to read them off really quickly. They have their citizen fries, which is like their signature type fry. And then they have the Texas Tumbleweed, which are these twisted ones that we see here. These are organic veggie noodles, lightly dusted with rice bran. And then they have their yuca fries, which are the real thick ones. And these are really thick yuca potatoes. And so we're trying all of those today. I want to see what y'all think about them. Go ahead and dig in. I'm not a big vegan eater, but I know that I'm not a picky eater either. So
there are some good places that do serve vegan or vegetarian type stuff, but like I said before, I'm not big on vegan cheese.
You was right. The vinegar smell is strong.
Yeah.
Okay. It's ketchup.
okay. I love the nacho. It doesn't taste any different than a regular, like if you got like a beef nacho somewhere else.
But vegan cheese is super different, right?
It is. It has a lot of texture.
I wish
see it.
I wish they told me what sauces these are that they gave us. One of them looks like ketchup, but it's definitely not ketchup. And then the other one, can you hand me the one right next to it? Let me see what this tastes like. It looks good. It's like a creamy, almost like mayo ranch type sauce.
It is real healthy tasting.
Okay. That's a big ass potato. It's good though. I like it. Very well seasoned.
That's the thing about being vegan or vegetarian, you know, you
gotta know how to season your food.
you have to. I mean, been a few places where they don't, but
Right.
but that's where
No, it ain't got no meat, so you got to do a little extra.
Nubia, you the expert. Sound off, man. How's it tasting?
I mean, it tastes good to me. This
Yeah.
is stuff I eat all the time.
Have you been here before?
No, I
No?
haven't.
Okay.
But
So,
I'm
like-
just saying in general, like the meatless meat and stuff like that. Like I said, I don't really like vegan cheese.
Okay.
You know, I'm not vegan. I'm vegetarian / pescatarian.
Okay.
And for those who don't know what pescatarian is, in this day and age, you literally have to be politically correct because somebody be like, "Well, I saw you eating fish, so."
Mind your business.
Exactly. But if you're pescatarian, that means you do still eat fish. Not all fish, though. I don't eat tilapia like we was talking about in the group message. Tilapia is a nasty, dirty fish. It's the bottom
Feeder.
yes, and we don't eat that.
Some people like bottom feeders.
Well, not this one.
I don't know how to feel about this food.
Okay.
Like,
I'm digging this sauce. This creamy, like, mayo ranch type sauce.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm
let
digging
me
that.
see.
Can you pass me the red one? I kind of want to try that.
I don't know if you're gonna really like the red one, to be honest.
Okay.
I mean, I don't.
And it's not that I don't even not that I like it. I'm not getting the satisfaction you get from eating meat.
You know what it is? You probably need to try the burger. Most of
I
them,
said I
they
gotta
call
start with
them
it.
like an Impossible Burger or something like that. And
I like that red sauce.
some of them are really, really
You
good.
do?
Very zesty. I like that.
I like
don't
these
like
little
that
green,
zesty.
these vegetable fried things.
Yeah. They're like noodles, but I
Yeah.
guess they fried them to the point where they look like potatoes almost. Pretty good. Got some flavor.
The red sauce isn't
Definitely
bad.
look
I
like,
expected it to be a little
zucchini.
hotter than what it was. But, okay.
So
like
I'm giving everything we tried from Citizen Eatery a thumbs up. I really like it. It's very well flavored. I have had some vegetarian and vegan dishes that I did not like, and so this is like a pleasant surprise. I'm normally not flocking to a place like this, but this is good. I will go back. I'm willing. I'm interested to try some other menu stuff that they have.
I would like to try the burger.
Okay.
I like
This isn't
it.
bad.
Citizens Eatery, y'all get two
man.
high fives for me.
They got one thumb for me, this one.
I'm gonna tell you, man. If you're in Austin and you're going to this place, you're gonna drive by a Torchy's. You're gonna drive by. Hold on. Let me tell you
I'm
what I
gonna be
drove
tempted
by.
the entire way there.
Yeah, like you're gonna drive by a lot of stuff to get here, so you gotta be on a mission if you're really gonna go there.
So it's an actual restaurant, not like a food truck.
It's a restaurant. Yeah, it's a really nice restaurant too. It's they have a bar. It's really, really nicely
Some red
sized.
sauce got way too much
They
vinegar.
got a
for me.
bar?
Yeah, they have a yeah.
No meat, but they want to get you drunk.
Let me. So is there? And this might be a stupid question. So get your laugh out. Vegan alcohol or
The fuck?
vegan type of liquor or anything?
Not that I know
That's
of.
not- okay.
Liquor don't
And
come
if it
from
was,
an animal.
I'm not drinking now. I'm going to drink the real stuff.
Okay, got you. I have no knowledge of like the alcohol process of where it comes from. So
You know, I went to a distillery in Puerto Rico to the Bacardi factory to see how they make it and how they let it age and all that other stuff. They get you real drunk on the tour, I'm telling you.
that's what it's for.
But pretty sure it don't come from no type of animal. And then they say like liquor, like vodka has way less calories. It's way better for you to drink than like wine. So
Vodka tastes like alcohol,
it do.
like rubbing alcohol.
It do.
And I ain't never taste rubbing alcohol, but if I did, that's what it tastes like.
I think all alcohol is nasty. It's an acquired taste when you realize what.
No, I can drink tequila.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
But it tastes good to you?
It tastes good to me.
Really?
Yeah,
Huh.
but it's not every tequila though.
Okay.
I'm not no Patron kind of girl. Like we not doing that. But ain't no popping bottles of Patron. Like no, we gonna drink something else. Jose Cuervo.
That's how I feel about gin. For some reason, gin tastes so good to me.
Really?
But
You know what?
genetically, it makes me
gins.
crazy.
There are some gins I like, but
There's some gin that's like,
like
ooh.
Seagram's has a really good gin.
Gin is really good
But-
for my throat when I'm singing in the studio.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Huh.
By the end of the session, it may sound a little crazy, but we managed to hit the goal.
Totally different song when you get done with it.
Look, gin makes me a crazy person.
Well, yeah, man, y'all go ahead. Yeah, we just went down a rabbit hole. Y'all go ahead and get down to Citizens Eatery, man. Once again,
Yes.
shout out to Joy over there. Y'all try it out. Let us know what you think. Hashtag the Flexcast. Tell us if we hit the nail on the head, if we tripping. We always like to go from local food to local news. I feel like we talk about I-35 every episode, but I mean, there's
our largest problem here.
There's constant news about it, so why not? I feel like it's something everybody. If you live in Austin or you visit Austin often. Visit Austin often. Say that fast.
Visit Austin
I feel like you've dealt with the headache that is I-35, but they're trying.
Eh.
I feel like this is. Hey, I'm gonna read y'all the update that I just got that I read this week on I-35, and I feel like they're trying. So the Austin City Council voted last week to back a Green New Deal, which is a national plan to tackle climate change. And part of this deal is that I-35 is going to get a $500 million budget to widen it by 3 lanes. Guess where they're widening it at?
Round Rock, which is so congested.
Right. So from Round Rock to Buda.
Yeah, I was gonna say all the way down.
All the way to Buda. So that was they got a $500 million grant, or I'm sorry, they were granted $500 million. I'm pretty sure it's not a grant. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be paid for somehow.
Yeah, good taxpayers' dollars.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm curious, like, is that where we needed that done at? How do y'all feel about that? Like, I like the idea of it, but I was kind of turned off when I saw the area where it was gonna be happening at. I was like,
what area do you feel that it should be happening in?
Yeah.
I feel like when we talked about 35 in the first episode and we talked about the Cesar Chavez area, that needs to be like immediately.
So wait, so it's not going to go from Round Rock all the way to, or it's just going to be like certain spots, not the entire way?
I think it sounds like it's certain spots, but then again, like starting as north as Round Rock, I feel like that's not even like the worst areas of 35.
No.
Like I don't feel like
I think
that's the
it
worst
starts
area.
right where, what is that? Where you would exit off to Highland Mall, what used to be Highland Mall.
Right.
That little
That
area.
little area is congested too.
And from then on, all the way up until...
Yeah, right where 35 meets 290, where
Yeah.
Highland Mall
Yeah.
used to be. Absolutely. And then I would say like Cesar Chavez area going down to Riverside, like that's another area. They got to figure that out. They got to give Cesar Chavez like its own 2 exit lanes, like something like that. I don't know.
I think it's a good idea. I just wonder, are we going to actually see it in this lifetime? Is this going to be another project that we see construction as we're still driving for 100,000 years? I'm be an old ass lady and be like, they've been working on that since I was young in my fine 20s,
Yeah.
girl.
It's going to be like that.
We'll see.
If not us, then our kids or our kids' kids,
Our grandkids.
And if it is our kids, that's a damn shame.
If my grandkid could still be like, man, Grandpa, 35 is a headache, I'm gonna be like, what have they been doing my whole life? Like, I'm curious though. I like to see stuff. I like to see at least that they're trying though.
Yeah.
Because there's sometimes when it feels like they're not trying, but 500 million, that's a nice little.
Well, Austin's getting so big, so many people are moving here, so
It's a nice little chunk of change, man.
I could do a lot with that.
We shall see.
Do a lot with that.
Improve the
Yeah,
area.
we're gonna keep it on Texas news though.
All right. So, as everybody has probably already seen, the video circling around with the officer that shot the lady in Baytown, Texas, which is, I heard, 30 miles east of Houston or something like that.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on it. But the lady's name was Pamela Turner. She was 44 years old. Originally, the officer said that she got his taser and she tasered him. Or she was trying to taser him. And that was before, I guess, the video came out. So when you actually see the video, you can see they're struggling or he's struggling, but you can see clearly that she did not have the taser at all. Period, point blank. He never once said, stop, get down on the ground. He didn't say anything. It was just like her yelling, and then you could hear her saying that I'm pregnant, and he literally shot her. Like I said, don't quote me on it, but from what I heard was like 5-6 times, maybe even 7. But it was like overkill. So, I mean, like, with everything that's going on in the world today, like, just everything, you would think that a lot of these officers would, one, have the proper training to deal with these situations moving forward. After all the stuff that's happened, you would think that they would have to, okay, you know what, now...
He's an actual police officer? He's not like security or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
He's a veteran from what I read. He's a veteran. So, I mean, like, what do y'all think about the situation? I mean, they said one thing and then the video comes out and now it's something totally different. And everybody, I mean, from when I posted about it on Facebook, a lot of people were just saying, oh, he's going to get a paid vacation. You know how it normally goes. But it's just like, when it's like white cops and they do stuff like this to minorities, not even just black people, but just minorities in general, they seem to get just the slap on the wrist and go on about their business. But it's just like the black officer, security guard that ended up killing the white lady and her family got the biggest settlement ever.
Yeah.
So it's just like, when is enough?
Yeah.
What's gonna happen? Like, what do y'all think?
I think it's sad. Police brutality has been an ongoing issue for a long time now.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. When is enough enough? When do we know as minorities that we are just as important? I think that, you know how they say, like, it takes a certain type of person to be a doctor. They're usually a little bit more narcissistic.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the same thing with police officers. And sometimes when you give the wrong person a certain type of power, it just don't ever get no better. So they really have to do some type of sensitivity training or something where excessive force is not the option every time.
And I know this is not like a popular opinion, but I think we in every profession there will always be individuals that don't understand how to do their job. Yeah. And it's just unfortunate that a police officer's job is so important that gets harped on so much. Like the people who are doing their job incorrectly. And so even we can do all the trainings we want. We can send them through, whatever courses, whatever classes. But at the end of the day, you got to make snap decisions when stuff like that is happening. Yeah. And I think that the human element kicks in for some people. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy, obviously, his human element was off.
Yeah.
Like, why not, if this lady was unarmed, why not tase her? Why not?
He was tasing her.
He did.
You could hear it in the video.
Okay.
So you could hear him tasing her, but some people just don't
so
react
after
to
tasing,
that.
So after tasing her, I mean, my thing is lethal force is when it comes to your life or mine.
Yeah.
And that doesn't sound like this was the situation.
No, it definitely wasn't. Like, she was saying, like, I'm just trying to go home. I'm walking and you're bothering me. He said he was patrolling an area and he's seen her and he recognized her and he knew she had warrants or whatever, and he went and approached her to arrest her.
Oh, okay.
That's what happened, and then it really just escalated from there. But still, like, sometimes I just feel, they don't know how to talk to people. No. And then it goes from 0 to 100, like, real quick.
Yeah.
And like, not only that, but like, I feel like I have friends that are cops, and I've had a cop tell me, like, bro, some days I took an ass whipping.
Yeah.
I didn't reach for my gun and I was fighting somebody, or I was trying to detain somebody and they were quicker than me, or they were,
stronger
than me or whatever. Yeah. And there are some days where I just took it. And I think some cops just, that will never be an option for them.
Yeah,
they're like, I'm not ever taking an L. I'm not ever taking an ass whipping. I'm not, like, much less a lady on a man. Like, I'm not letting her get away. I'm not letting none of this happen. Like, you either going to let me detain you or you going to die here. Like that.
Yeah, one of the, especially for people of color.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And
detain or die. It's like, damn, where's the middle?
I don't know, man. It's one of those things that I feel like we kind of know the drill. He's going to be on administrative leave. There's going to be some big, they're going to dig up her history. Like, we know the drill.
They're painting a bad picture. Yep,
exactly. You know what I'm saying? So let's watch it. Let's see what happens. Like, I don't get extremely vested emotionally in these things, or at least in what should happen with these things.
Yeah. It's sad that we are, like, at that point now where we are desensitized to the situation. We don't even know how to feel about them anymore because it happens so often. So
it's super sad.
Yeah.
Well, let's keep it on local news, man.
Yes, local Austin news. So for the last year, I don't know if y'all know this or not, the city of Austin, the school officials have been trying to figure out how to redesign the sex education curriculum for kids.
I did not know that.
And it's for like 3rd grade all the way up to the 8th grade students. So this week, this Thursday, school officials will be sitting at the research center, if I'm not mistaken, for parents to come, look at the curriculum, look at what they've been showing for the last 10 years that hasn't been working, and to actually weigh in on their opinion. So I think that's really good. I've actually been following it for a while because when we were kids, we had really good sex education. At least I feel like it on my end. But then there's always those parents that feel like, well, certain things shouldn't be talked about, blah, blah, blah. Because if you're not talking about it at home, where else are they going to learn about it from? How do you learn about your body and the changes that are happening, or that your feelings are valid, and when to say no, and about consent, especially with all that's going on now and with social media and
I feel like that's their sex education. Like, they learn about it from that phone.
Yeah.
So it's like they're going to learn about it from there if you don't get to them first.
Exactly. So I think it's good that they're letting the parents weigh in and give their opinion.
Yeah.
Do y'all remember y'all's sex education at all?
I do.
I do.
What was it? First of all, please tell me y'all had ladies doing y'all's.
I did. I did.
I think
you mean at school?
Yeah, at school.
Yeah.
I think that that should be a pretty apparent thing. Like boys should be in one room. Like
so we separated.
Like when I had sex ed, we separated, but we had a lady talking to us about the changes happening to our body, and I was just like, "How do you know? Like,
you don't have a penis. What you talking about?
Yeah. Hell, you mean? Like,
I do remember being separated. I remember a woman teaching us. But I went to school in Austin before I moved to Pflugerville, so it was so different by the time we got to Pflugerville, and the conversation seemed be a little bit more vague.
Okay.
But no, I mean, I thought they did a good job then. I just want them to do more now.
Did they scare y'all, or did they try to inform y'all? I felt scared.
It was educational.
They showed us STDs
it was
first.
informative.
They showed us pictures of STDs, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm never having sex."
No, I think it was, it was an eye opener.
Yeah.
Like, because at that age, well, for me, it was in San Antonio at Judson High School. Go
high school?
Rockets.
Was yours high school?
Mine was high school. Mine was high school.
Mine was middle school.
Mine was
like
elementary and middle
mine
school.
was seventh
See,
grade.
I went to Hutto Middle School.
Okay.
I went to Hutto Middle School 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and Hutto's high school for my freshman year.
They had no sex ed.
No, we had home ec. We had
Huddle like we don't do
cooking
that
and sewing.
here.
Yeah, no, we didn't have that. We didn't have it. It didn't happen to me until my sophomore year in San Antonio at Judson. But my mom and my dad had already had the conversation with me. Like, it was at home they taught me, and then at school is where I learned a little bit more in depth. Like, this is why this can happen and that can happen and stuff like that. But it was definitely a female teacher, and I felt completely uncomfortable. So if I had questions, I could go back and ask my mom.
Right.
Well, what about this?
Your
or what
parents
about
were on
that?
their job.
Oh yeah.
Listen, and that's why for me at school, the conversation kind of was comfortable because we had already had these conversations at home. My family was very open about sex and sex education, and that's the best way to prevent in the future is to talk about it openly, honestly, and to not bullshit. And my daddy, my grandma is not a bullshitter, but they also took all of us, all the girls, family full of women, to Planned Parenthood, and we were educated as well, like medically. And I mean, I remember them even showing us a vagina, like, and this is when a penis goes in there. That's what it looks like. They really educated us and showed us different pictures of STDs and STIs.
My parents didn't do it like
it was
that.
a deep discussion, but I mean, we turned out pretty good. No STDs. Nobody got pregnant young.
My mom was using the technical terms. My dad was just raw with it.
Girl,
so
My mom was like,
say what he got to say.
I could tell. I could tell my mom.
Say it like that.
My mom tried to give me like the religious, like, you don't have sex until you get married. She pushed that hard, and my dad was like, I know you're gonna do what you want to do. He was like, so I'm finna. My dad was like, I'm finna tell you what you need to do.
Yes.
He's like, because when you by yourself, I know you're gonna do what you want to do.
Exactly.
He's like, so
exactly.
So I
Be
feel
realistic.
like I had a balance on that end. My mom tried to just keep me.
Like, just don't.
She's like, we don't
Mama's
have
baby.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they don't want to think about their kids doing that. I like that the
Right.
school talks about it because I think it gives children a sense of empowerment, especially to be learning about your body and to learn about the changes of your body. They say, like, and I don't know if you guys know this, research shows like girls who go through their menstrual cycle younger grow up and have less self-esteem because their body changed when other people's wasn't changing. So they're having these hormones and these experiences and these feelings that they don't understand yet themselves.
Interesting.
So I think it's good to teach them young. Maybe to build confidence later on.
And you said to have less self-esteem?
They'll have less self-esteem. When they go through, they say, but what is the menstruation, when a girl has a period younger, like an 8-year-old, she's going to be more body conscious because things are happening to your body and you don't know if it's happening to other people.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of Planned Parenthood, that's a great segue. This has been a hot topic this week for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure we start our timer for this one because we can get lost on this one.
Yeah, so, I mean, y'all going and weigh in with me on this because your girl ain't got a notes. But, okay, so basically, they are just, everybody, y'all know, y'all watch the news.
The Jesus laws that made their way down to made their way down to Texas.
Shit.
Yeah, so they here in Texas they passed they passed the bill?
Not yet. I think it's still in the works.
Yeah, it's still in the works.
It's being considered.
It's being considered.
Yes, about abortion and how I guess it was up until the 20-week mark, and now they're trying to do it to the 6-week because I think at 8 weeks, that's when the baby has an actual heartbeat. So it's being considered here in Texas. You know,
I'm gonna let y'all sound out.
I have mixed feelings and stuff about it. But then not only with just Texas, now Alabama has passed one of the strictest abortion laws ever, and it's including whether you were raped, whether it was incest, whether there's something abnormally wrong with the child. Like
it got 3 arms or something.
Yeah, like no, you're giving birth to it unless there's something wrong with the mother and it is putting her in grave danger.
Yeah.
Then that is when it is being considered. And any physician that performs an illegal abortion could be sentenced up to 100 years in prison.
99 years in prison.
That's what gets me.
Ridiculous.
That's the part about
That's
this. Like on
crazy.
top of the government trying to tell somebody what to do with their body.
Yeah.
The punishment for the crime, like 99 years, for real.
And y'all got people out
So you
here
mean to tell
doing
me-
I was
worse.
gonna say, and people
You mean
get
to tell
raped
me
and you
somebody
get a
who
way
raped a
less
kid,
charge.
somebody who molested a child, they get
6 months
You know,
to 6 years.
Yeah. And they name put
But
it on a book
performing an
and
abortion-
they go out and live their life.
Yo, I saw a really good analogy for this law. The analogy was gambling is illegal in Hawaii, but it's legal in Vegas. So
Everything's legal.
right.
So
So
they should make abortion stay legal there.
so should Hawaiians who go to Vegas gamble, should they be arrested?
No.
No.
Right, absolutely not. It's a state by state issue. So
Yes.
Yeah.
why should people who perform these things in states where it is legal, why should they have to have that type of stigma around them?
Yeah.
For it's one of the things just like on top of the government trying to
Control your
control
life.
y'all, why are our punishments not fitting our crimes at
Exactly.
all? Like
No,
I think
they're
the
not
law
at all.
is stupid.
Especially for the color too. So
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just gonna say
but
I don't agree with it.
I've just, like I always wonder, like I was having a conversation with one of my coworkers and she was just like, you can be pro-life and pro-choice
Yes.
at
No,
the same
absolutely.
time.
Most definitely.
But it's just like, y'all, I was listening to the Breakfast Club and this girl called and she was like, at 3-4 weeks, whatever, how many weeks she said, she was like, it is a human, it can think and it can feel. And I was like,
Bitch, no, it can't. Shut your ass
like,
up.
until it's a 12-year-old black kid.
yeah, exactly.
Then it don't matter no
exactly.
more.
And a lot of people, and I've seen a post about that. Okay, so y'all care about this little thing that's being formed into a woman that doesn't have no
And-
recollection of it even existing. And y'all care about that so much, but y'all don't care about none of the kids that are starving, none of the kids that are being shot and killed dead in the
Exactly.
street.
Yeah.
None of the homeless people,
No.
none of the veterans that don't have nowhere to go. Y'all don't care about none of that, but y'all care about this little speckle. And I'm not even trying to
fetus.
sound disrespectful or anything. Let's just be real about it. Like y'all are going so hard in the paint for this, but what about everything else, all the other stuff that's happening?
And I think about the after treatment. You care so much about this fetus. Think about the things that mom and that baby is going to go through
Exactly.
afterwards, because she didn't want it from the first place. Yes, there'll be that, this population of people that'll fall in love with their baby.
Yeah.
But then there's that other population where that kid becomes abused for the rest of their life because it was brought into a bad situation.
Yeah.
They're going to a home where they're homeless, or they're a foster child for the rest of their life.
Exactly. End up in the system, and then you really don't
You
care
really
about
don't
them
give a
after
shit
that.
about them
Like,
then. So might as well let that baby spirit float into another place.
And and also another thing that I like that we kind of spoke on briefly, there is middle ground. It's not all the way left or all the
Yeah,
way
right.
right.
And of course.
I personally, I'm probably not. I wouldn't have an abortion if I had to make that decision. I wouldn't. But I also don't agree that the government should be able to make that choice for me.
and it's a
Agreed.
whole bunch of old ass white men.
Exactly.
It screams
And they all
white
got
privilege.
things in between their legs, no vaginas,
It really
nothing.
screams white privilege.
It
If you
does.
look at who's making these laws and who the laws affect most, it
Yeah.
really does. So I feel like we're all on the board. I kind of expected us to all be on the same page about that. I didn't expect a big
No.
debate about this.
Yeah.
It's not their business. However you believe is how you believe, but it's not the government's decision to make that
Agreed.
decision for you.
Agreed, 100%.
Exactly. Yeah.
We can stay on birth and things like that. There's actually, I thought this was pretty interesting. So the FDA has approved the first ever medicine to treat postpartum depression. Zulresso, I know I'm not saying this right. Zulresso is an IV administered
Zulresso.
medicine that works to cure PPD in as fast as 2 days. So officially, there is a medicine for this now. Do you guys think this helps? Do you guys think this is placebo? Do you think how do you guys feel about this? Knowing what you know about PPD.
They don't even really know what causes PPD to be trying to have something that's automatically a cure. I think PPD is natural. It's normal. It happens. I think that, some people just take regular antidepressants and it works for them as well. But, it doesn't work as fast. It takes up to 6 weeks for you to truly see a difference.
This is 2 days.
For the
And
meds
this
to be
works in 2
actually
days.
regulated.
So, I don't know.
Real quick before I didn't mean to cut you off, but one thing I forgot to mention, it don't cost like an antidepressant. This medicine is $20,000.
Shit. Well,
okay. Well,
sounds
there
like
you
good
go.
rich white women is going to be the ones using it. So this ain't for us regular people.
This is exactly.
With regular paychecks.
I mean, maybe if you can get insurance to pitch in on it, you might be able to get you.
And that's the bad part. Insurance won't cover nothing for it.
Yeah,
so
they
Okay.
won't.
I mean, I'm glad they
probably
have
won't
something
cover
out of work
anything
because PPD causes some. It's really interesting. I did like a whole little clinical review about it because I was super interested in like postpartum anxiety and postpartum psychosis when we were treating a client she was psychotic while pregnant. But I don't know. I have mixed feelings.
Yeah.
I don't think people should use it.
Would you ever try it? Or would y'all ever try it?
My mom had PPD after me, but I was also premature, like super, super premature and real sick and stuff. So I don't know. I might need it.
I just feel like every time they try to come out with some kind of drug that's supposed to help somebody with something, especially something I feel like that it's mentally, it has other side effects. And, then you got to get a drug for that.
Yes.
And then you got to get a drug for the other drug that had the other side effects. Like,
down a rabbit hole.
No, I'm doing everything naturally. I will go and talk to whoever it is that I need to talk to.
Just deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
cope with it. Because there are natural ways to cope with those
Nubia
things.
a trooper, man.
I'm sorry.
agree with
No, like,
Especially, I wonder how does it affect the baby if you choose to breastfeed?
Yeah, that
Because
too.
that's coming out of your nipple juice. So.
And it is intravenous, so.
Yeah. So will your baby does this mean your baby being introduced to a medication that's an antidepressant so little, will they struggle with depression when they get older because they've been chemically induced for it so young? I don't know.
One thing I thought about was if it works in as fast as 2 days, can you like time that between when you breastfeed? Can you pump prior to that and then medicate?
That's even if she want to pump.
Yeah.
She's probably just going through so much that she don't even want to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Having a baby is a whole new experience.
It
Your body
sure
changes,
is.
your life changes. You just
Yes.
entered a whole new role.
Yes.
I thank God.
You were trying
I
to
thank
get
God
it.
I'll never know.
Yeah, you're so
Right?
lucky. My
Boy,
uterus was doing backflips as we having this discussion. But I don't know. I'm glad there's something out there because I think it's good because some people really need it. I just don't think it's something I would use for myself.
No.
Got you.
I would advise black women not to.
No, because we already treated differently medically in the first place. So
exactly.
I would not add nothing extra to my body. We
Nope.
Hey, well,
I'm tearing these little
I
fries
don't know,
up.
man. I feel like that subject was really. That subject's kind of weird, man. I thought it was cool that it was something to treat it, but I also don't know.
after
I also
you said
don't know everything
20K,
about it.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
I feel like insurance can kick in somewhere.
Nah,
Might be
they
something
ain't. They
you can
not.
finance it.
They stingy.
That's what I'm saying. So if you miss a payment, it'd be on your credit all because you wanted this intramuscular shot. No.
Yeah, no, we good.
There are other ways to treat it.
Yeah.
For sure.
And it don't last long for some people. Some people be a few days.
Yeah. Well, let's switch gears. Let's switch gears just a little bit.
Okay.
I've actually had somebody ask me about a question about the Longhorns. I guess that's kind of local too. So this week,
I'm like, what about the Longhorns?
Vegan cheese is something different.
I told you. It's not my forte.
So this week, Longhorn football coach Tom Herman will receive a 2-year, $12 million extension on his coaching contract.
12 million.
Yeah, $12 million over 2 years, so $6 million a year. Basically, his contract was kind of seen as a trial period at the beginning when they brought him in. They wanted to see what he could do, and then if he did well, he would be granted this extension. And
Well, apparently
I feel like he
well.
performed. Yeah, he performed. The team performed well under him. We had our first 10-win season. We beat a SEC powerhouse last year. We beat Georgia in a bowl game, so that was big. We also beat Oklahoma. But one of the things that I'm kind of my comment on it, I don't know. Do y'all follow Longhorn football at all?
Yeah.
No. Well, this upcoming season, we have I believe one of the toughest schedules. We play a lot of high-ranked teams, which typically happens after you perform well. They're like, okay, well, now we really want to see.
Let's see how you really can do.
So we play LSU here in Austin. I'm going to that game. I'm going to be so lit.
Now that sounds like
that's going to be a fun game. We play LSU here in Austin. We play Oklahoma, as always. We play Oklahoma State. I believe between Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, we play West Virginia. So it's just like slug match after slug match after slug match. And he's really going to have to prove that he was worth his money. His staff is also, whenever a head coach gets extensions, the staff also gets bonuses and things like that. So I feel like he kind of worked for this money, and now he gets a chance to prove himself.
Yeah.
And that's my take on the Longhorns right now, man. When we're getting ready for, our recruiting hasn't been great. We lost some players to the league. I feel like one of our main receiver assets, Jordan Humphrey. He plays for the Saints now. We're really going to miss him. We're going to need him. We needed a player like him last year, a big physical receiver. And so I'm curious to see how we bounce back from that. Recruiting over the summer hasn't been great, but we'll definitely keep y'all posted here on the Flexcast. We're going to talk local news. We're going to talk local sports, man. Longhorns football is, probably the biggest
thing here.
Look. So
Let's say,
y'all got to get to a game, though.
Let's be clear. I didn't even know they paid coaches that much. I knew they got paid good, but I know they got paid damn good.
Like D1 coaches? Yeah, big time.
Like, okay, coach.
Yeah.
What's his name?
His name
right?
Well, hey, no, it's funny you mentioned that. This is so inappropriate, but it's funny you mentioned that. So the last coach we had, his name was Tom Herman. When he came here, my boy hit me the day he got hired. He was like, "Hey, you see his daughter?" I was like, what? He was like, the whole family moved here when the coach get hired. I was like, what? I looked at the family. I was like, damn, his daughter is kind of bad though.
Oh my gosh,
y'all something else.
That's the kind of conversations you and your friends
y'all, not just you, him, and everybody else that was right behind y'all.
If y'all can look at the coach, I can look at his daughter, man.
I wasn't looking at him.
You just said, what's his name?
No, I want to know.
Nah. You was like, what's his name?
I just wanted to know his name because I was going to say, shout out to you, coach.
You want to know a sign too?
No, I don't be looking at that.
What a sign.
Everybody want his bald head stuff. He bald headed.
His sign is $6 million. That's his sign.
That's the best one you
have. Play with you,
Hey.
Look, it ain't benefiting me, okay?
Yeah, so I feel that.
Next topic.
I just want to be clear. I get along with those type of signs. Straight across the board.
Yo, so we was talking about new music earlier, though.
Oh,
a lot of new music.
Yes. Has everybody heard Megan Thee Stallion's new album?
I heard it.
What you think?
I liked it.
Me too.
It's gonna make y'all act up.
A little bit.
I'm gonna listen to it though. I've seen nothing but good things.
Yeah,
so
you're gonna be like, dun, dun.
I'm gonna listen to it. And she from Houston, Texas, so we
Yeah,
good. We already like best friends, and she don't even know it.
I'm
just
because
she from Houston, Texas.
Before we started, me and Nubia was talking about her because I was like, I've been seeing all these posts about girls saying like, okay, so she a stallion, I'm a stallion, 5 foot, 7 and thick, and I was like, well, I guess we don't meet the criteria.
I was like, I'm 5'7", but I'm pretty straight up and down
I met her
right
twice.
now.
I met her twice. She's tall in real life.
She looks tall.
She's tall.
She's 5'7" or she's over 5'7".
I don't know for sure, but I know when I stood next to her, I was like, damn, I can see, I'm looking you almost in the eyes.
Okay, how
so
tall
she's a
are
tall
you,
woman.
Junior?
I'm 6'5".
Okay.
Yeah.
What the hell?
So,
Well.
yeah, I was standing next to her. I was like, damn, you were like right here.
Maybe she had on heels.
That too, but
True.
yeah, she's tall in real life.
Well, I like that. Well, shout out to her because for the rest of the summer we get to drive the boat.
Man,
ride the horsey.
I've been hearing drive the boat nonstop. Hey, can we go ahead and drive the boat?
That's what she
That's
said.
what
Drive
she
the
said.
boat.
So it's
I'm gonna need to get on this music.
it's a phrase for it's a phrase for like a bottle. Like when you tilt a bottle, it looks like a boat.
Yes.
Like
So driving the boat is like passing around a bottle, getting your
Yes.
friends.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but
I ain't got enough
I'm gonna go
friends to
ahead.
do that, but-
Before y'all try to give that phrase to any of these other female rappers, I want to go ahead. Meg coined that phrase.
Look, why you explaining stuff?
So-
What she mean when she say ride the horsey?
Y'all know what that means.
All right.
Y'all know what that means. Y'all know what that means. But yeah, I
Just
think
like
so.
Beyonce surfboard.
Yeah, exactly. Same
Well,
concept.
look, shout out to them for the punchlines.
Yeah, no,
yes.
I think she's a good rapper though, like all around.
Yeah,
She's probably giving good IG captions all summer.
me and my
Take the
friend,
caption.
we dissect Texas music a lot, and one of the things we were talking about is she has figured out her formula.
Yes.
and she's
That's
figured
the
out
most important thing.
how to consistently deliver it, and
Yes.
that's what like her new album Fever. That's what it is. It's her formula delivered every single record, and like I went through it the day it came out. It came out with a couple other albums too, and I was just like, man, she figured it out.
What else came out that day?
Khaled came out.
Okay.
Khaled's
Yes.
album, Father of a Side.
Okay.
That
Wasn't
album
that the
came
name of the
out.
last album?
No, the last album was called
Aside.
Okay.
I'm just playing. No, I don't know.
Nah, he do be talking about his
He's talking
son
about his son a
though.
lot.
A lot.
The album
Which
before
is-
Father
that's
of
a
a
good
Side,
thing.
I want to say was called Major Key.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
that
right.
was back when he was Major Key Alert. He like
hate
I
when
remember
he
his
said that.
albums by his promotional campaigns, but this album is good. Of course, I feel like the high moment is the Nipsey Hussle
Yeah.
verse. He has a record.
Yes.
It was so it's so eerie listening to the record. It almost feels like Nipsey was talking about his death in the record. And then for Khaled to have gotten the record and the video shot like weeks before, it's so like it's so surreal to listen to it. But I feel like that's the high point of that whole album. A lot of other good stuff on there too. There's another record on there with Ross and Jeezy called Big Boy Talk. I love records when I'm listening to it and it's like I feel like I'm getting game.
Yeah.
That's one of them records like they telling you like, you know, they talking that talk, you know, that we like to hear.
Well, I'm going to have to check it out. I saw the video this morning when I was actually like on a unit with some clients and it popped up and I'm like, Nipsey Hussle's on TV, and I looked at it and I'm like, y'all got BET on this unit. And so me and the client sat there and watched it and I heard the voice and I was like, oh, this verse is kind of...
It feels weird.
Like, it's like he was foreshadowing. He like projected it. So, I mean, I thought it was
You know, people
good.
say the tongue is very powerful.
Ooh, say that.
You got to be
man.
careful
Say
what
that.
you say.
Yeah.
Another album that came out that got a lot of good ratings that weekend, Tyler, the Creator. Are y'all into him at all?
No,
He's
fucking
freaking
weird.
hilarious.
So here's my thing.
You
Weird as
said weird,
hell.
I said
Fucking
hilarious.
weird.
Here's my thing with Tyler. So
I love him.
I'm trying to figure out because it
He like a
couple
skater mixed with an emo mixed with a...
But a couple years ago, he came out like he was gay, right? He came out
Like we
that he
couldn't
was gay.
tell.
But here's the thing, though. He trolls so much that nobody knew whether to take him serious or not.
I wouldn't take him serious.
But listening to this album, this new album that he just came out with, it's called Igor. It kind of sounds like he's further expanding on that idea that of a man that broke his heart. Like the album is very soft. It's very sensual, but it sounds like he's talking about like a heartbreak he went through. And so I don't know, he might have really, because I know when he announced it I was like, yeah, like he trolls so much that it's hard to believe
I felt
him.
the power in it when he said it. I was like, this nigga
You think
gay.
so? You think so?
Yeah, and I didn't think nothing bad about it. But when he came out around this time, he also had he was in the news for something crazy he had said. I don't remember what it was, but then I remember that day I was like, I don't like him.
Yeah, I think that
He crazy.
I think
funny
that
as hell.
I think that the album is really good. If you
I'm
like,
listen to it.
I think Nubia will really like it. It has heavy
Why you
art
think I would like
because it has heavy R&B
Okay.
vibes.
Because you like R&B.
I just trying to make sure.
regardless of, I mean, because think about it. The first time I saw Tyler the Creator, he was eating a cricket. He's eating a roach.
You see what I'm saying?
His big,
That's that weird ass shit I'm talking about.
His big song when I
Fucking
first heard him,
nasty.
he was like on camera eating a roach, talking about he's a fucking
Demon spawn,
yeah,
child
shit
of
like
Satan.
that. So I mean, to see that and then to hear this album, he's grown. Like he's grown
Yeah.
a lot, and so I like that. Y'all think
They
y'all
say
like that?
eating crickets is healthy. I don't know about eating
That
roaches.
I'm not eating that. I'm
Y'all got
not
any other
eating
good
it.
albums that came out there, or good songs or good music that our listeners need to know
I got
about?
a few for y'all. One is y'all need to listen to Lizzo's album. I'm not gonna say it again. Y'all need to listen to it.
I'll check
and
it
then
out.
I
also
like that.
y'all should listen
It
to.
Ain't My Fault. I like that song.
Oh, she is badass. And y'all need to listen to. It's another girl. I like everything. I like all kind of music, no matter what it is. Her name is Yola,
Okay.
and she is. She's from overseas. I think from like Britain.
Did she
or
sing that
something
neo
like that.
soul?
Not even. It's not. It could be classified as that here, but from what I've been told, from what she has it classified as pop, but
Okay.
it definitely sounds like some country, like country soul rock,
Gotcha.
which is kind of weird, but it all blends really well together. So
Gotcha.
I'll check anything out once.
yeah, you
Absolutely.
definitely got to check it out. Definitely got to check
You know
it
when
out.
it's new for some reason, I have to listen to it like 2 or 3 times to choose, because even for me, and I love Meg Thee Stallion, the first time I heard the whole album that night, I was like, I don't like it. And then the next day, I listened to it again, and I'm like, come on now, hold on now.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I might can vibe to this. And then I listened to it a third time. I really have to listen to it multiple times because my first judgment is either love or hate. It's never like a
Right.
gray area. It's black or white for me. So I'll try it. I did look up Lizzo after you mentioned her the last time, and I was like,
badass.
she's interesting.
badass.
So
Very
I'll
interesting.
check it out. Have to listen to the rest of DJ Khaled. Is he doing all that yelling and hollering?
Not really.
best.
I
Not
can
You
really.
doing that?
Not really.
Don't we want?
I think that's what shocked a lot of people about this album. He didn't do any promotion before it came out, which, like y'all said, he normally does. He normally goes everywhere yelling about it, but he just kind of let the music come out and speak for itself.
Which I think is a
And
good
I think
thing.
I think
you
that's
know,
I think
after
that
he gave it bad.
it hits a
Life
little
change.
it hits a little
Yeah.
harder when you
Yeah.
get to listen to it without all that promo.
Look,
But
his
Yeah.
son got features and stuff on there. On this album,
Not
I wouldn't
really.
put it past him.
Not
He
really.
produced a side to produce song
really.
number 10.
not really.
That'd be cute.
Look, I'm telling you, I'll check it out.
Hey, speaking of
though.
albums that
mogul.
need to come out, we have to talk about Rihanna.
She needs to come on with the come
Don't
on.
say nothing to her about that album because she gonna be like, I don't care, leave me alone. It's gonna come when it's gonna come.
Yeah, she
like,
quit smoking all that weed and stop it.
Right.
She's starting
Well-
to not care no more. I need her to care.
We're talking about it, but we're not really talking about her music. So, for those of y'all who did not know, let me make sure I got this. I want to
I
make sure I
know.
get it right. So,
I don't even say it, Junior.
Where is it? I know I had it in
I
here.
mean, she's great.
She is. She's really.
And I think her next album is gonna be like reggae themed. So I'm ready to-
That's what I'm waiting on. That's what I want because I love the first one, the Pon de Replay.
I hated that song.
Absolutely.
The album in itself, though.
Oh.
So
like,
she's actually, I think that, we know her for making music, but she's actually done something really historical. She's going to be the first black woman to have a luxury label under a major fashion house.
Yes.
She's going to have a new clothing and accessory label called Fenty,
Yes.
which is her last name. It's an expansion of her cosmetic line. And the Paris-based Fenty line is going to have ready-to-wear clothing, shoes, accessories will be available spring 2019. It will be joining brands like Dior, Givenchy, and Fendi.
Oh.
So here's my thing. I think we started the podcast right after this happened. Right after the whole Gucci outburst, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we've always talked about we need to have our own
black designer,
etc. We all that's a common thing with us. We need our own.
Yeah.
We tired of supporting these brands and then they get tone deaf. We tired of sending them our hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands. I think the black
And they
dollar
don't care
right now,
about
the
us.
black buying power is in the billions now.
It is.
So, what do y'all think? Are we gonna put our money where our mouth is with this?
It was cute.
Okay, so it's not just about it being for us. It has actually.
I'm not
Compete.
into buying stuff just because it's popping or because everybody else like it. If I'm gonna spend my money, it needs to come correct. It's gonna have to look right. But I'm all down for supporting, even if it's just a shirt.
Okay.
I think
Do either of y'all wear the makeup?
I got Fenty foundation on right now. If you
Okay.
zoom
I
in.
wear the
So I
makeup.
was about to say,
zoom
what
in.
is the
highlighter?
Yeah,
all that, the concealer,
I'm also wearing the
everything.
highlighter.
She came out with the makeup. Yes.
Basically, they saying we need a Fenty sponsorship for Flexcast.
Hey, I'll
that's what
take
they're
it.
saying.
Fenty
They already wearing it on
everything.
camera. You know what I'm
People
saying?
are
So
always asking, "What foundation do you
y'all
use?"
can just
It
y'all
looks
can
like
start sending
skin.
y'all can
Her
start sending them the
foundation is the
makeup.
best,
You know what I'm
too.
saying?
It is.
Hit the email. Y'all can just start
Yeah.
sending it.
Hey, we'll take it. Look, that highlighter is amazing too. But I mean, I'd be down to support it. I'm
So-
sure because
so
she's
I'm-
fashionable. So,
if the quality of her first product was really good, I
Yeah,
I
she
guess
had
we can assume.
good material, none of that Mexican
I
material.
wouldn't expect anything less from her just because the makeup, all of that, bomb as hell. The lingerie and the bras and everything, all of that, bomb as hell. We waiting on music, I ain't gonna say nothing.
Right.
But like I wouldn't expect nothing less from her. Like I love her style. I love her personality, everything. So I'm expecting great things. I'm definitely gonna support.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like Bree said, just she gotta come correct.
And this said it's gonna be luxury, so bring your bag, man. I feel like these t-shirts finna be
that coach,
150, 200.
Mr. 6 mil.
I mean, there are people who buy it though. There are people who buy it because they spending, however much a plain ass Gucci shirt costs. They're buying that. So why don't you?
Hey, I'm curious.
Put your money-
What's the most expensive article of clothing y'all ever bought?
For myself or for somebody else?
Period. You said I'm spending money on this.
Shit, I don't know.
I got a
to be
few
honest
pair of
with you.
shoes that's like $1,500.
Okay. Ooh,
My man love me,
that's pricey for a shoe.
but I deserve it.
Ooh, that's pricey.
I'm a real.
What
good
about you?
giver.
Shit, not yet.
Not yet.
No, all of my coins go back into my music.
Okay.
See?
So
Damn.
I mean, I gotta
She gave me the-
keep
she gave me
it
the political
popping
answer.
on a
Right?
budget.
She gave me the political answer.
answer.
Man.
That's why you should be getting Mr. 6 mil's number. Just kidding.
Hey, with your bald head and stuff, where you at?
hey,
Buy some hair pants.
speaking of being rich, Ayesha Curry.
Here we go.
So
I love her still.
I'm gonna just preface it, then I'm gonna let y'all go off. So Ayesha
Go
Curry,
off?
yeah,
Let you
I
say
know-
what you gotta
I know
say.
y'all want to go off.
I'm good.
I know y'all want to go off. Ayesha Curry's comments on male attention have sparked social media conversation about marriage's roles and responsibilities. I've seen everything from each side of the argument on this, but I only want to focus on who we have in the room. So, what side of this are y'all on?
I'm on both
Don't
sides.
get quiet now. Now you gotta pick a side.
I'm on Aisha's
I was
side.
on I'm on Aisha's side.
Why?
I'm on Aisha's side, and I'm pretty sure Bree, you can agree with me. I'm on Aisha's side simply because one, I don't know how it feels to be a mother. I'm not one, but I've seen a lot of women say, "Hey, after having children, after getting married." You tend to lose yourself. You tend to lose your identity. So I understand it. I get it. Like a lot of people, a lot of guys, all y'all that was on my post on Facebook, Y'all didn't even watch the interview.
No.
Y'all didn't understand where
Just
she
wanna
was
argue.
coming from.
I don't think the guys had a problem with her saying that she lost herself, though.
No, they weren't listening to that. They was going off of what everybody else was saying, and they was like, "Oh, she a hoe. She want attention from other men." No, it's about a woman. Like you have gave birth to not 1, 2, but 3 children. You're in a whole nother body. You're in a whole nother body, and then she's.
But we didn't have a problem with that. We didn't have a problem with that, though.
No. Y'all got a problem with everything else.
No, we didn't
That's
have a
the
problem with
thing.
her saying that I feel different after my kids. I feel different after my marriage.
You have
Y'all
a problem
have
with her
a
saying
problem
she
with her-
wants attention.
Yes.
And there's nothing wrong with that. That is a
No.
natural human thing.
Yes,
Everybody
yes.
What did she
Everybody
say? What
wants
did
to
she
be
say?
looked
What did she
at.
say before she said she wants attention? Do y'all remember that?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
She said.
Refresh me.
She
Said he gets a lot of attention.
She said that
From groupies and stuff.
she's always She's always very, very chipper to check his attention.
Okay.
And then she turned around and said, "But it would be nice if I had some attention." What?
No, the way
So-
the way that
but
she
hold on,
said
but-
it,
but-
the delivery was wrong.
was wrong.
That's what it
Okay.
was.
Okay, so but here's my thing. You married.
So
He don't get attention because he get attention because he's rich.
Yes,
Yes.
of course.
He's one of the
'cause
greatest basketball players to ever
and that's
play.
about it. Yes.
Yeah.
What do you do?
She's a mother. She's a wife. She has the cooking
That,
stuff.
them roles
all
don't
that.
them roles don't come with the kind of attention that he gets.
yeah, but does
So you have to
that mean she
understand-
doesn't deserve to be looked at at all?
So here's my thing. I feel like marriage is a team thing. Every player on the team got to understand their role. Ayesha Curry, you are taken care of. Your role ain't the attention role. And even in your man being in the attention role, he ain't even it ain't even like he let it get in the way at all. Like that's he's outwardly and overly affectionate of you.
But even-
and for you to say something like I'm
Even
But I mean,
if
if you
she
take the money away, a woman, period, is gonna want
That's why
attention.
I didn't say rich. I
Yeah.
said taken care of. If a man is taking care of his woman, rich or not, it's men who are not rich and
That
they
don't
take
mean she
care of
don't
their.
want to. She still want to know she got it.
So
That's
is it
all.
ever
that's
enough?
the thing.
Is it ever enough?
It is enough, and
It
I'm
is
pretty
enough.
sure
Is it
she's
ever
very
enough?
happy and
Is
she's
it ever
very well
enough?
off.
If
But
a man is taking
sometimes-
care of you, a man is publicly affectionate towards you, and it's still not like I was heated.
I think
because-
that
said
just
enough.
goes back
no,
to like
it's
her
some things
body
you don't have
being
to say
totally
though. Some
different.
things,
Like she just
some things you don't say it.
Sometimes
The way
she
you
should.
Well, yes,
behave.
and I definitely agreed that
She
that was
shouldn't have
one
said
thing
it.
that she probably shouldn't have said, but she said it.
Have
She
y'all ever
placed her
been-
insecurities out there for the public, and everybody tearing her ass up.
Have you
Yeah.
ever? I'm not tearing her personally
I
up.
don't
What
think
I'm
she-
tearing up is this notion that, like, I've ran into this notion with women before that, like, everything you're doing for them is not enough, and I hate that. I
That's
hate
not
ungrateful. Not just women. I don't even want to peg that all on women. I hate ungrateful people.
Period.
When people don't understand that you really going hard to make sure they good, and then you got to like you. It's never gonna be perfect, but what you want to focus on, what you want to make public.
She made a lot of other
I was gonna
valid
say she
points
did.
throughout that
I think-
interview, and that's the one thing that everybody is literally condemning her for.
if I'm taking
I
care,
admire her courage.
If I'm
Me
taking care,
too.
but why is that considered
Because
courage?
it takes a strong woman to stand in front of people and be vulnerable, especially a
Yes.
black woman. Because we
And
are
that's
not
the insecurity
permitted
of
to be
her
vulnerable,
own.
not with our insecurities.
I think
We're not
that-
allowed to do that.
We're not
though.
allowed to have any kind of feelings.
No.
We have to
I
be
think-
a little.
We have to be a
box.
strong black independent woman, and some of us are not strong
all
in
the
that
time.
sense.
And it was nice to see her pull the curtain down.
Yes.
No one made her go on that show. No
No.
one made her make those comments. So
That's why I said vulnerable.
right. So that's what I'm saying though. I feel like there's a time and place for vulnerability for certain subjects.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a real issue with your husband, you talk to him about it.
But how do we know she didn't? Maybe he was the one telling her
Him
to go
about
out
it
there.
only.
Yeah, just
I
say-
wouldn't-
say
I
what
would-
you
if-
feel is
if
on your
I'm
heart,
married,
baby.
If I'm
You
married,
seem like that kind of man. Go out
Yes.
there,
If
girl, and
if I'm
share your
married,
story.
if I'm married, it's certain things I don't want the public knowing about. That's between me and my wife.
Do you think that a married woman should not want attention from other men?
It's the human element to want attention, period. But my thing is, if you know how you feel about my attention and you see how I'm handling it, why would you think it's okay for you to voice about you wanting your attention? You know what I'm saying? Like Steph, the kind of attention Steph gets is not.
Because he fine. Because he
Yeah,
not.
like,
'Cause he's-
and that's another thing. Like, I was seeing a lot of dudes. I was seeing a lot of dudes
Boy,
saying
not
like,
you.
the reason Aisha don't get married is because we know Aisha because of Steph.
Yeah.
So we know that's Steph girl. So ain't no honorable dude trying to holler at Aisha, but it's a whole lot of women
Yeah.
who don't care about nothing that'll try to holler at Steph because that's some women are like that. Some women are like, we don't care if you
I
married,
think
like
she's
you
just,
rich. So
she
we
still wants to feel good.
Yeah, that is.
And
that
I
is.
agree. And they probably had that conversation at home because he seems like the type of motivating, encouraging man. Like, you go speak what's on your heart. And I think that it's not. I don't think it's all the way bad because there may be other people who have those same feelings and feel like they can't talk about it at all. The way she said it, the delivery was all kind of wrong. But I mean, I truly admire her courage. And I hope somebody look at her and you say, "Girl, you still got it. You fine. You need to hear that as a woman."
It happened.
Yeah,
she got what she wanted.
Good.
So now,
but not.
So now we don't need to
so
hear
now
that.
what? So now what? So Aisha, what you want next? You got your attention. Now what you want?
All in all, she said what she said. Nene Leak's voice. She said what she said.
That's my problem.
Her husband came to her defense
publicly,
and that is that.
Hey, that's what you're supposed to do.
And we're going to throw the cards on the table and let them lay where they lay.
Hey, every man know that's what you're supposed to do. You don't never correct your girl publicly.
So, what?
every man know that. You don't never correct her publicly.
Well, they probably touched base before.
I was gonna say, I think they talked about it before because they are very private. They don't seem like the type of
could have fooled me.
You're an Ayesha hater, okay? He's an Ayesha hater.
Nah, I don't hate her. I just hate the notion because I've dealt, man. It hit a personal nerve because I've dealt with.
Okay,
let's get deeper with that.
Can I be personal? Is that okay? Is that okay?
Go ahead, do it.
Puts on therapy voice.
No, I'm just saying, like. We are all personal, and some things irk us more than other things because we've personally dealt with them. And I've dealt with I'm not even just gonna say women. I've dealt with ungrateful people. Yeah. So this is about y'all too, because I know y'all have dealt with ungrateful people.
Yes.
And
have I?
It don't even have to be. It don't have to be a man. Just a person. Period. A person that you going hard for. That you trying to make sure that they understand how you feel about them. And
while you still understanding how they feel, and you still cater. And
I'm not that dedicated.
Absolutely.
I believe in meeting people where they at. I give you what you give me, and nothing more, nothing less. I don't like to make stuffing where there's no chicken, nothing extra.
No, but
that is some backwoods shit you just said. That is some country backwoods shit you just said. Oh, Lord.
Say it again.
I don't like to make stuffing where there's no chicken.
I like to make no stuffing where there's no chicken. When there's elements missing.
That is the title for this episode.
You said you have family from Louisiana?
Yeah, my daddy's from New Orleans.
Well, that's that Louisiana.
Yeah,
see,
New Orleans,
my daddy too. That's some shit his family would say. My daddy from New Orleans too. Yeah. But
I don't know. I just...
Time and place. I had no problem with what she said. It was just when she said it and how she said it.
Well,
it was just how she said it. It wasn't when she said it. She had the perfect opportunity to be vulnerable. It's just how she said it. That's it.
I feel that.
Yeah.
But Steph came to her rescue, and that's all that matters.
Man.
Well,
speaking of husbands coming to people's rescue, well, she probably don't need hers too, because they both meet each other halfway all the time.
I taught you how to segue. I just want the credit for that. That was a great segue.
Okay, you know what, Junior? You got it. Hey, everybody, Junior taught me how to segue. All right.
He got his credit.
All right, so Michelle Obama has been announced as the headliner for the 25th anniversary of the Essence Fest.
Ain't that something?
In New Orleans this year.
Yes.
It's going to take place July 4th through the 7th. A lot of people will be out there hitting the stage, performing and everything, but she's the headliner. Following her, what was the tour?
Her book tour.
The
Becoming tour, which you got a chance to witness.
I was in there.
I will go to god dang on
Girl,
New Orleans just to see.
I think we should go.
I think
she's
we should.
She's gonna speak.
She's gonna speak. Yes,
she's gonna do more than speak. She's gonna uplift. She's going to
inspire,
She's gonna sing and dance too, because she rap.
She do everything.
She can do it. She does everything.
She got a little
and she dance too.
Yes. So I'm really excited about it. I really, really would love to go. Like that would give me a whole new look out on life if I was able to see her, just like how you were able to. And I know that you left with a very big piece of that with you.
I did. I'm telling you. I say I be having the quotes sometimes. They just be coming to me sometimes with my clients. And I'm like, damn. I feel like she made me a better worker after that. And not even just a better social worker. Mm-hmm. She made me a better woman.
Yeah.
It was just, I don't know. It's
always good to see a woman a woman of color in such a very powerful and
Very
nice
true.
and high
And
position.
there's a whole bunch of black women that go to the Essence Festival. So that what better
Yes.
population of people for her to speak to?
Yes, yes.
Especially in a city that has so much history, so much black history at that, and so much trauma and pain.
Yes.
So if she can pick them up, look, might have to go see some of my family.
Right?
Absolutely.
I'll be right with you.
Right? Come on, Granny. Look, they cooks.
Have y'all ever been to Essence Fest before?
No.
I wanna go.
Unfortunately.
My thing is this though. When I look at the price, the ticket usually is like between 80. The tickets are between like 80, 200, depending on which package you get. To me, for me personally, and I'm not saying anything about the festival, that lineup has never matched that ticket price for my interest.
Okay.
If I'm spending that much money on a ticket, it's certain artists I want to see. It's certain environments I want to be in.
Yeah.
Well,
They do more than just concerts.
Yeah,
They do cooking tours. there's
Right.
it's a
book
lot of
tours.
stuff that's going on.
Right,
But
so-
Mary
but-
J. Blige is going to be performing.
Yeah, they're supposed to be doing a panel
Missy
too
Elliott
for,
is coming out.
Black
Like,
technology.
Wait,
Yeah.
so
You get a little bit of everything.
it's like a whole weekend, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I thought that like I thought you can buy tickets to each separate event, or is it like all inclusive?
Well,
I think you
that's
buy,
probably we
you
should
gotta
look
buy
into.
for multiple ones.
Yeah. So like I've always looked at the music stuff. Like
Oh,
that's
okay,
what
yeah,
I've always
no.
looked at. And
I want to see everything.
it's like, man, like it feels like it's for a slightly older crowd. It's what it feels like. It really does.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, they better move out the way then.
Because the young ones
They
is
need-
coming
no,
through.
they-
You can't go to NOLA and act like you don't want to shake, baby. You gotta be ready for the shake.
Boy, say it again.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you.
Let's keep it moving though. I'm gonna go ahead and jump to the NBA just because that was a big listener thing that we had. A couple
NBA.
listeners have mentioned about it. Are y'all watching the playoffs at all?
I mean, I had my eyes on the TV a few times. I didn't know what the hell I was looking at, but I was.
So
I tried.
we talked about who was the Warriors were gonna be there, which it looks like they
They
will
win every
be.
year.
Yeah, but we were talking about who the team was gonna be to face them, and I don't think a lot of people expected the team that's coming.
Who is it?
And he playing his brother team.
It is well, he did. They're playing. I'm talking about in the finals.
Okay,
they're
finals.
playing his brother's team tonight. Matter of fact, I think the last game of that is tonight. They're
His
gonna
brother's
finish
team
that
gonna
series.
lose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'm sorry.
The
Wow.
Milwaukee from the East Conference, the Milwaukee Bucks look like they're going to emerge to face the Golden State Warriors in the finals.
I even never heard of them before.
Exactly. Like I think a lot
They
of
knew?
people expected them
The
to go deep in the
underdogs.
playoffs. Yeah, they're underdogs,
Okay.
but
Okay.
they're playing grade A basketball right now.
So they
man.
came
Who they
like
got
they
on
ready
they
to eat.
What's they starting lineup?
Their superstar is Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Is he black?
They call him the Greek Freak. Yeah, he's
the
black.
Greek freak.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, black Greek.
Yeah, his name
Yes.
is Greek Freak.
Different.
He's
Okay.
he's
Exotic.
seen as virtually unstoppable.
Okay.
When it comes to like paint play and things like that, he's a super big physical.
the Freak.
Yeah. No.
The Greek Freak.
The Greek Freak. Yeah.
The freaky
His name,
Greeky.
his name is Giannis.
Oh, okay.
But the one thing I wanted to touch on about the playoffs, the one narrative that I'm hearing a lot that I'm really tired of hearing is that the Warriors don't need Kevin Durant.
Yeah, I've been hearing that.
And here's my take.
They don't?
Here's my take on that. So the Warriors won a ring without Kevin Durant. That's very
Yes.
true.
Very true.
But the second time they went to the finals, they lost. And I think the Warriors took a moment in time and they said, how do we prevent this from ever happening again? Because if we're good enough to get to the finals, we should be good enough to win them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so taking a finals loss with that much talent on the team is like extremely humiliating. And
Yeah.
in the fashion that they lost it in, they lost it to LeBron, and they lost it in a series where they were up 3-1, which is a historical loss. No team had ever come back from a finals loss down 3-1.
Yeah.
So they lost a very embarrassing finals.
Dang.
And so they sat down and they said, how do we prevent this ever from happening again? And the answer to that question, I believe, was Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is the guarantee that if all else goes out the window, and if you've been watching the playoffs, you've known there have been a couple series where everything has gone out the window for the Warriors. Steph is not playing. Clay is not playing. There have been games where 3 of their starting 5 players are playing under their potential. And Kevin Durant has carried the team to where they are now. So I feel like they absolutely need him.
Where he at? He broke his leg or something?
No, he's got a calf strain. He's suspected to be out until the finals.
Okay, so he's be ready for Showtime.
He'll come back. I believe he'll come back like game 1 or 2 of the finals. But I don't ever want anybody like who's watching basketball to ever get it twisted. They lost a very humiliating finals that they should not have lost.
Mm-hmm.
And Kevin Durant was kind of like he was
Their
the
superhero.
guarantee to say this will never ever happen again. It'll never happen to our fans. And that's my take on it. Like they do need him, or they need a player like him who performs well at all times, and there is no answer to his game. There's no answer for Kevin Durant. He's quick, he can shoot from 40. He's 7 foot tall.
He's 7 feet tall. That's no wonder that man kneecaps is huge.
He's a 7 footer.
Long
Yeah.
ass
He's a
legs.
7 footer. So yeah, that's my take on it. I know people see them winning right now without him, but trust me, if they get to the finals and he's not there, they're gonna have a very hard time winning that series. I think the Bucks have a real chance if Kevin Durant's not on the court.
Okay.
Well, I
Yeah,
root
that's
for
my take.
the underdog.
Yeah.
You know, like I always like to see an underdog come out on top. So
Yeah,
Heck yeah.
we shall
absolutely.
see.
I'm interested to see what they look like. What's their team colors? Black? Bucks
They're-
sound like they were black.
Green.
Oh.
Green. Yeah.
What kind of green? Like forest green or like grass green?
I'm green.
Hey, let's do Robert Smith as our last topic.
Oh,
Robert
So I did some.
Smith.
We were talking about a millionaire earlier. First
Yeah.
off, Robert Smith is the richest black man in America.
Yes.
Okay.
And he's a gangster.
You know, that's what they said.
He's
but
a gangster.
how
I don't
you
care what
know?
nobody said. He's a gangster.
I believe it.
Well,
if they said it, I believe it.
The fact that he not only did he give the commencement to the class of 2019 Morehouse graduates, but he also paying off their student loans. I was trying to jump myself and put on a hat and be a boy for him to pay my shit off too.
Yo, I
I
wanna-
was like, that is so cool. That is so elevating. But it's been a lot of controversy behind that. People are hitting up other celebrities, especially Oprah, and Nicki Minaj has her little foundation program where she pays for people's stuff. Still trying to catch hers when I see it. But it was
So-
interesting for people to complain, not even to complain, but to talk
Try to
they
lay that
shit.
responsibility on somebody else.
I want to first and foremost say that college is always an investment in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
When you put your name down on those student loans, you are making an investment for yourself.
Yes.
But I mean, I'm down for it too. If a celebrity want to pay one of these student loans, I take it.
Yo, did y'all see the video?
I didn't see the video.
So they didn't look excited enough. For
They
me.
didn't look
I was
happy
like,
enough.
did y'all hear what this man said?
They look,
Every time I heard the
Everybody
clip,
was-
I didn't
so-
hear nobody cheering
so-
or anything, so I was a little
listen,
confused.
I actually got an inside scoop on what was going on. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
All right. So shout out my man Laveau. He was in that graduating class.
Hey,
Okay.
congratulations, Laveau.
Let me
Yeah.
tell you how I met him. So of course the video of him announcing that he was going to pay their loans went viral. So I made a comment on one of the videos. I said, I don't think they heard him. And my comment got like 100-something likes. And this guy, he commented, he said, I was in the graduating class, I was in the 4th row, and we didn't hear him. We were all kind of in the moment. Commencement speeches are kind of in and out.
yes.
You don't hear everything they're
Ain't nobody
saying.
paying attention to that.
So I messaged him. I was like, yo, man, congrats on graduating. Congrats on being debt free.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
I got a couple questions real quick. I really wanted him to phone in while we were taping right now, but he said he wasn't available to do that. But he literally said that he was sitting in the 4th row, and everybody was kind of in and out of the commencement speech. And so people were, I don't know. I mean, y'all remember when y'all graduated, we talking to our friends.
I was
we
hungover.
on the phone. Yeah, some
Asleep.
people hung
I
over
was
from
trying
the
to
night
keep
before.
my eyes open.
Yeah, exactly. And he said literally,
My name, oh.
he said literally they did not hear, some people did not hear what he said. And then afterwards, they realized
This man had
when
just paid
family
our
started
stuff
telling
off.
them, and so he said a lot more people got very hyped afterwards. But yeah,
Look.
it was crazy. Like I talked to him, he said that like it hit a lot of people.
If I was him, I would have been like, hold on. Let me run that back because y'all ain't hear me.
Me too. It was
Yeah,
like,
it-
now
yeah.
that's the man's attention Ayesha Curry should have been trying to get.
Hello.
Hey,
Don't
he's-
do my girl
man,
like that.
Yo, I don't think y'all, man. After he did
pretty
that, I
cool.
think like everybody, I kind of researched this dude. He's a gangster, man. This
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
this dude named his kids Hendrix and Legend after
Yes.
after the music.
After the musicians.
This man has restored several jazz clubs because he loves jazz.
All
He married a
right.
Playboy model.
Yes.
Like he's a
little freak league.
Yeah, he's a gangster,
And
man.
then he's gotten all of
He's a-
his money comes from technology,
Yeah,
right?
he's a tech
He's
guy.
a tech guy.
He's a tech
So he's
guy.
a little nerdy
He
too.
That's
lives
what the
in
money
Austin.
at too. In,
He
in
live
the
here?
tech.
He lives in Austin.
So
That's
wait,
what I heard.
So you might,
Say
so
that
you
again.
you might run into him at Citizens
You need to go
Eatery
to
buying a Rolex.
No. You need to go to a jazz club. They got the jazz lounge place
So
over
we
there.
need to go
so-
jazz it up.
Yes.
Man, your boy lives here in Austin.
That's pretty cool.
That's crazy. When
Well,
I
I
found
need to
that
run
out,
into
I was
him.
like, what?
Since he paying off student debts, I had scholarships for undergrad. Help a chick out. Grad school was expensive.
My boy
and I
said
was
he
lazy.
my boy Gio said he gonna write him a letter.
Shit, me too. Send me the address. I just want to say first and foremost, thank you. But no, that is pretty cool. But
Yeah,
I wonder,
man.
could they not hear him because not just them not paying attention, but was it not a good sound for them? Because when you're on the floor, the sound is for people on the
Yeah,
outside. You really
absolutely.
can't hear what's
Yeah,
happening. And I
yeah.
don't think people realize that.
Yeah.
Hell,
Yeah.
could barely hear when they say your name.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm like, oh, that's me.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like
That's a
shout
blessing.
out all the graduates. We in graduate season right now. I'm actually going to a
Yeah.
graduation this weekend, man, and like that's a very special thing if you made that investment in yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Congrats to y'all, man. I feel like we are in we're in a growing period
Yeah.
of higher education for our people.
Yes.
And
Oh,
like
yeah.
that's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool to watch. That's very
Yeah,
cool to watch.
it
So
is. Have you
He
seen
just
Shout out
literally
y'all.
gave them like a head start. You know, because
Yeah.
most people when they graduate, they got to think about, okay, now I
how do
got
I
to get
pay
a
this back?
job in
Yeah.
this field to pay this back, to still be above water, to still, you know.
Yeah. Mhm.
So like he just literally gave, and I hope each and every last one of them take advantage of this opportunity and they become great.
I do too. Said
Change
about
your life,
400
yeah.
men that graduated.
Yeah.
About
Yeah.
400. So
Yes.
And you know they say you haven't heard
Hey.
this say a bachelor's degree is equal to a high school diploma. That's a very big debate.
And-
so for him to start them off fresh,
but a debt-free one,
a
though?
debt-free
Yes.
one,
Yes.
you
shoot,
do some
look.
things with that.
I'm telling you, I could have been a
See, he
a
couldn't
guy.
have said that at my
Hey,
graduation. I thought I heard.
Hey,
I've been up there trying to shake
all the
my
ladies,
head.
all the ladies listen to
I'd have been
Flexcast.
twerking in my chair.
Go ahead down to Atlanta, get you a debt-free graduate. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, for real.
My man said they out there. You know what I'm saying? They all graduated, degreed up, no debt. So
Look, do they got a job afterwards?
Exactly.
Love don't pay the bills.
Sure didn't.
hey, look, man, we finna get out of here. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Shout out all the new cities and states tuning in. So real quick, we doing 5 episodes for the first season. So this is the second to last episode. Episode 5 will be the last one for season 1.
Okay.
What we're going to do for y'all listening, we'll also announce it on social media. Episode 5 is going to be all fan topics.
Yes.
So we want y'all to send in a bunch of topics, anything y'all want to talk about. We also, if something real crazy happens, we'll throw it in too. But we're going to do all fan topics.
I'm scared.
This is a fan appreciation episode.
Yeah.
Episode 5. Here's what we're going to do. So right now we sitting at about 50 subscribers on the channel. If between now and episode 5 we can double that to 100, which should be easy because we had hundreds of people that tell us they
Listen
love
to
the
it,
show.
yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all just not hitting that subscribe
Hit
button.
the subscribe
so
button.
It'd be easier.
If between now and episode 5 we can double to 100 subscribers before the end of the first season, we're going to throw a listener appreciation party in Austin.
Yes, we will.
Free champagne, free Bel Air, free Wingstop. We're going to
Hey.
party with y'all, you know what I'm saying, just to say thank y'all for supporting the Flexcast. We probably also do some giveaways for our out-of-town listeners, you know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes.
I'll,
Heck yeah.
I'll figure that out. We'll make it inclusive to where everybody who listens can participate and feel like they're a part of it. But we really just want to say thank you to y'all for supporting us so far. And we're going to take a break after season 1 and figure out how we can really maximize the show, figure out some creative marketing things, and then get back to a second season, man.
Yes.
So y'all be ready for that, but go ahead and hit that subscribe button,
Yes.
and we'll be looking forward to that. Hopefully, we get to party with our listeners.
Yes,
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. I mean, I'm telling you, get us to over 100 so I can shake, baby. I love
Yeah,
to shake.
absolutely, man.
She can
Absolutely.
shake, baby.
Well, hey, man, this has been another episode of the Flexcast. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We are out.
Yes.